playing processes keep on going. The fight is being completely against them, whereas extremism are ready for any of the battles so far. But let's see how will the game go on. Executioner is over here trying to go for the shots, and that will be the very knock. Hook trying for a comeback. Hope for the West, but let's see could they able to take that revenge on their side or not. This goes the constant shots. That player is on beside that sack overally. The reloading process however has already been done out. Okay, one of the player for this team is going out of ammo at this present situation, looking for the another angle by a player for the team Extronism. The manager playing process is being a very important part of the daily or regular needs in this present situative concern. The situational difficulties is being increasing times and again for the team Oyani Sports. Let's see. Okay, this goes the near and the projectile seems to be good, but not really. But look at that. Look at that knock by Nasty. That was a delicious knock by the team, and there will be the last in the list player available. But look at that. Let's go for the fight, and this will be the clutch for the team, none other than Skanijim. They did it. One up Romania got exited at hashtag 16 with 4 eliminations, so they could able to grab only 4 points on their points table. This will be the exit of the team won for the very first match for the team OQ. One of the player got knocked out at that place trying for the finish by the team all seeing eyes. Another one player got knocked out at this situation, but look at that. No love managed out that comeback scenario, but okay, exactly at the right time that player also got knocked out at this very present situation. Last place standing will be our pitch. Last in the list player standing for the team. Just trying to get back from that situation, just trying to be safe, and this will only be a safe area to rely on in this very present scenario. He's just trying to get back up and pretty much being far from that miss. To be safe, for sure to be, as three of the player already got knocked in, finished by this very team, and he is the very last hope for the team. So yeah, the team is really upon him in this very present situation. Just going down to the sites in the area of certain warehouse will only be a fine decision since I could able to see some of the enemies over there. So do here. On the front line is going for the slam, but this will be a mistake as well as like I already mentioned out that player face damages, but Peace somehow is safe for this very present scenario. Is thrown out to be really lucky in this situation. Okay, for the team KKR, they have already started fight against team BKB. Whereas for the team IE, Sam also got knocked in flames. Killer Crew on Rampage is over here. They have had managed or knock, but couldn't able to convert that knock into a kill. The revival wouldn't be that hard to do. In this very present scenario for the team BKB as well, one of the player Hoskin got knocked and finished. This was a constant shot against that player, but that doesn't turn out to be a fruitful shot to be, as that couldn't able to convert the shot into a knock or whatever it may be called as at the situation. It is not being fruitful enough for the team KKR. For the player are over here, they are just trying to getting in the very fights. They do have had to take out some sort of knocks, but couldn't able to convert that into a kill. So that is a bad part for them to have had. Only 20 seconds left for the next zone, and that will be our test put. And we are pretty much excited to see the 15. Where does the zone rely on? Which teams will be advantaged by the zone 15 and many more things are coming with the zone closing. This is the very test hard, and after a minute we will able to see the complete shifting of the very zone. For the team Rosaveli, a three-player available, whereas one of the player for the team is absent for this certain match, but they are trying for a trio domination, which is good to see that. Whereas one of the player Fuzi 404 have had managed out to frag for the team, and that was a solo contribution in this case, since rather than him. Both of the player are there without any of the frag points. Rich Sports is over here. They are just looking after and going for the swords, and the swords is being connected against the enemies. But that was not fruitful enough. In this very present scenario, trying to go for the constant swords, the zone will be converted in only 20 seconds. Let's see the zone. Where does the zone really on in this very present scenario? Trying to go with that DMR or mini swords, but that is not a fine sword given by him. But look at that. One of the player for the team BKB got knocked out at that situation. One of the players Chokal Hora. Okay, nice. That was the name. And the zone has been converted into the area of quarry where team IE will be highly advantaged by this zone. We have had 14 teams and 44 players in this very present scenario. The the zone sounds crowdy, as since the 44 players are still available, and this is the stage fourth zone, which is too short to relay such 44 players. So let's see. They have added the vehicle, so they are going moving with their vehicle in this very present scenario. Actioners will was the team who could able to manage out the team one esports to exit from the lobby. Going straight forwardly into the very zone will be a risky situation, so they are trying for a small rotation. In this very present situation, we have at 40 seconds left for the another zone closing, whereas for the team T and Z, players are getting knocked out in this very present scenario. No entry just got knocked out. Viber is going for the fight. This will be the constant shots, but he is also facing some sort of shots against him, so he's not safe enough. But he's trying to make that revival zone, but look at that. He's going for the constant swords, but no, there is no enemies. But look at that. He got shot. Not shot, but a grenade from the team KKR. He also got knocked out. Last place standing is being back at the area of warehouse. One force got exited at hashtag 14 with 3 elimination. The healing up process ever has already been started for that certain team. For the team RE, last room is standing over here since two of the player Blazing Illusion just got knocked in finish. As like I just remembered that Illusion was the very first casualty for the team, whereas another one player just got exited. Demon is going for the grenade. Could it be fruitful enough or not? Let's just see that, but that was not fruitful enough to manage a knock at that place. Team Ari are in doom squad at this present situation for the team ARC. Foreman is standing, whereas the very team JTX also come closer to the area. Three of the player are on the area of that certain sniper tower, just looking for it. All seeing eyes are just seeing the situation but not reacting much. I think she have had missed that golden opportunity to manage that knocked, but the Frag Knight got knocked out in this very present scenario. Exonism is going against the team BKB. They have had managed okay one vehicle elimination over there. Ray got knocked and finished at that very present situation. Okay, guys, BKB is it also got exited by another team, Thoggy Sports, but Black Belt team just got exited from the lobby at the hashtag 13 with 4 elimination only. So they couldn't able to grab any of the placement points since they don't got into hashtag 8, which is the very necessity. If you have had to got any placement point, you definitely need to get under hashtag 8 in this very present scenario. They got exited at hashtag 13 with 4 frags, so they only could able to grab that 4 points as a frag point. OG Sports, one of the player for this very team Haber had already get exited, whereas two of the player have had contributed 1 and 1 frag. I look at that. The revival process for the team Haber has already been started, constantly going for the shots, but that was not a fine thing to do by now. If he do have had a grenade or some sort of throwables, he could try with that, but no, he's not trying to go for that. This will be the constant shots for the very team. One of the player already got knocked out, and okay, he's also trying for some sort of fruitful knocks against the enemies as well. For the team Kanji and the squad, for this very team as well, one of the player already got knocked out, and they do have had only a frag in their name in this very present scenario. Chris is trying to go for the shots, and this will be the constant shots, fully able to manage that knock, but no, he missed out that opportunity. The player seems to be safe at that space in this very present scenario, getting ready. The nesting taking process has been already started, but look at that. Rich B Sports got exited that has stuck 11 in this very present scenario, trying to go for the constant shot for the team OG Sports. It is being a very, very rough and tough situation since one of the player already got knocked in finish where another one player also got knocked out. At on this very present situation, last 2 minutes standing, they have had already grabbed out 4 frags. OG Sports Emperor is also looking after the enemies, where we can see domination in the name of KKR Mbiki Wing. Roosevelt also got exited at hashtag 8 or 9. I must be confused on that. In this very present situation, let's just say that Tim Kaizen, 3 minutes standing for this team. Okay, one of the player for the team, Ari also got knocked out in this very present scenario by none other than Team All Seeing Eyes, looking after the enemies. Team Kaizen, they do not have had a fine zone. Okay, for the team All Seeing Eyes, one of the player Logic got knocked out in this very present scenario. He's the highest number of frag contributor for the team. Okay, Thog Live Sports for the team. Three of the player already got knocked in finish, and the very last hope will be the player at that space. Guru Clean Sports is trying to go for the constant swords. They have had already grabbed out 7 frag on the points table. So let's see. Kanji also got knocked out over here. Is the top fragger for the team. Thog Live Sports just getting ready with the grenade for the team. Ari last 2 minutes standing. Khanji got knocked and finished by Frag Knight himself in this very present scenario. So last 2 minutes standing for the team. But look at that. Okay, one of the player got knocked out by that vehicle. Another one, or last player standing for the team, also got exited throughout that vehicle by the team. All Seeing Eyes for the team. Thor last player standing is trying to get into the very zone, but couldn't able to do that. So all seeing his eyes are grabbing as much frags as they could for the very team. It is really hard to survive from that situation, but they did it and left no crumbs since they haven't faced any of the casualties so far from that very present hard and hard situation. They just managed it out slowly, simply, casually. The situation was hard enough, but they did it with that beautiful coordination. In this spirit present scenario, one of the players for the team OG got knocked out in this spirit present situation. Brooklyn Sports is trying to go for the shot against All Seeing Eyes, but look at that from where they got knocked out. They got knocked out from the team none other than All Seeing Eyes themselves. But okay, from where did they get the angle in this spirit present scenario? I'm really confused, but let's just get closer for the fight. This will be the grenade against him. Frag Knight already converted into really low spin, trying to go for the shots, but Logic did it, and he have had managed out fight against that certain player. But look at that, OG also complete that recovery phase in this very present scenario, and trying to go for the 2v4 against the team All Seeing Eyes. But look at that, this will be the very first knock. Imperator, okay, he also managed a knock against the team, but he have had to do 1v3 when it is really hard to do that. So, and at the last, All Seeing Eyes got the second dinner on their side, and it is a very, 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 very difficult situation to grab out this chicken dinner on their side, although they have had the number advantage. But look at that, how they got into the very zone by dominating each and every teams closer to them, just like team Ari and Thog, where the very teams, where the very situation problem creators at the momentum to get into the very zone, but they did it. At the last, it was really easy, as we can say that. But yeah, they do have a normal advantage, and they did it. What they must need to do. So congratulations to the team All Seeing Eyes for this very beautiful second inner. They did it. Congratulations for the teams, and we have to look after all the team stats and all the details that we need to just see how they just perform out the very match. And let's go to the another segment. This will be our second dinner, winner winning second dinner team stats, whereas the very All Seeing Eyes Sports got a very beautiful second dinner with 448, 19, 11, 12, 448, and 19, 11, 12. Okay, they have had got 12 fracks. So they in total they have had got 22 points in a single match. 10 point as a second point as well. So let's go to the another segment. And MVP for the lobby and the team will be our none other than ARC Logic. He had grabbed 4 elimination with 804 damage with 260 heals, and survival time will be our 23 minutes and 19 seconds. That is really great. And let's see the top 5 players of the recent match, whereas the very top player will be none other than, yes, guys, we already know that Logic, and another will be our Kanji with 3, and S Quiz will be here at third with 4 elimination. At fourth, we do have at OG Sports Dorado with 3 elimination, and G Krito is here with 4 elimination as well. Look at that damage. He got 4 elimination with only 238 damage, but never mind. And this will be our match rankings, whereas Team All IG Sports got a beautiful second winner with 12 elimination. 10 points will be their second winner points, so they have had 22 points in a single game. Whereas the very second team will be our Blue Team Sports with 13 points. Third will be our OG Sports with 11 points. Fourth will be our Talk Live Sports with 8 points. At 5, we have had Zero Evolution with 7.6. Killer Clue on Rampage will be here with 7.7. Executioners is here with 6 points. At 8, Team Kaizen is here with 6 points. At 9, OQ is here with 5 points. 10, One Tap Romania with 4 points. 11, Red Eye Sports with 4. 12, Black Belt Team with 4. 13, One Force with 3. 14, Rosavilia with 2. 15, Mindtest with 1. And 16, Richie Sports with 1. 17, Quantum Sports with 1. And Ready for Revenge, TNZ Sports and New Wave is here without any of the points. And this will be our the very first match, the map of Erangel, and this was beautifully played and converted into chicken dinner, or the very champion team. All Sing Eyes did it all, drive it out, and they truly deserved that. And they have had got this game on their side with 22 points. And the very next match will be our none other than the map of Miramar, the long and strategic map where most of the teams use the very mirror long distance weapons so far. So we will meet you in the very next game. Till then, if you are new to the very channel, please make sure the like button and subscribe button, and we'll be right back after a break. Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to our channel. Okay, as like you said that in BTR series, and this will be the very second match, as we already seen the battle of the very first match, which has been picked up or taken out by the team none other than Team All Seeing Eyes with 22 points. So in the very second match, which will be that team to grab out? If it will be we again, Team All Seeing Eyes, or we will be able to see any different teams in this very present scenario who couldn't able to perform in the very first match. So let's hope for the best. And the very second map will be the map of Miramar, the long strategic map where numerous number of players will fight with yeah, their strategy. Moreover, to be strategy like to choose to choose a heal or upper ground advantage, and it requires a very skillful or mind, moreover to be to get into that certain area, certain hill. It is also talent, it is also a skill. So yeah, tragedy wins over here in the map of Miramar. The long, it will be really long, and the zone will definitely gonna punish the players no matter how far they are. So the very rotation need to be really quick in the very certain zone. So let's see. I'm really curious and really ready to see the battles on the battlefield for sure to be. Whereas numerous number of the teams could able to perform, but in the very last match, the teams who could not able to perform as the team so-called ready for revenge, as they were the very first team to get exited from the lobby, and they got fought in the area of Fukuoka at that certain place. They fought and they died without any of the points. But that was really bad. In the very second match, I hope so they will do their fine job, as we have a five match, which is a very true thing. But yeah, the best match or has been a bad for them to have it. But let's hope for a fine game in the very second one. As in the very third match, we have had another one in Ringle, and at on the very fourth one, this that will be our the map of Minamari again, and at last we will end it up with the map of Rondo. So that will be our map schedule to talk about, and I guess the game will be start soon. As okay, guys, let's see. Let me know the prediction. Uh, on which team will you predict to have had a second inner? And don't forget to support your team in the very chat section, and our game will be start. And as like I mentioned out before, the game Haber has already been started, and we are on the sky of none other than Miramar itself. And in the very game, two teams were absent, as we have had 20 teams in total in the very last match. But in this very present scenario, we have had only 18 teams. And look at that. Okay, the game however has already been started with 72 players and 18 teams in this very present situation. And for the team NVIDIA series, this is the very second match, and all of the teams are going according to their drop location as well. The very plain path however has already or started from the area of Pluto Paris and ended up in the area of Laririlla. So teams are going to their own drop location. Impala, I'm seeing Impala to be crowded enough, as two and more teams are going on that certain area, whereas our champion team in the very last match, Team All Seeing Eyes, are also going over there. But no, they are over here but splitted, as some of the players have had gone to another island of Puerto Parisio, or the backwards of Team Impala at this very present situation. So yeah, guys, let's see. I'm hoping for a class over here, since two of the teams are in the very same area. Okay, let's go for the frauds. Talk Live Sportsman is out the very first knock, and they have had the very first blood for the lobby. Okay, guys, they have had got this on their side for the team OQ as well. NW is getting engaged in that certain fight. And the very first player to get exited was for the team, none other than Team JTX Sports. It is really hard and harsh to just, yeah, sustain in this very present scenario to lose a player At the early stage or initial phase, Thug Life Sports is over here. Haber has to go for the shots, just looking after any sort of angles to go over it. As like I know, Lara is also giving out the enemy's location by being on the top of that certain building in this very present situation. Okay, guys, OQ Nolob also got knocked out in this very present scenario, and he will be the second casualty for the team. One after another, two of the players for the team, none other than Team OQ, just face out the casualty, which is not so good to have had in the initial phases. Two of the player for this very team, however, has already been converted into a a casualty for the team. Last one is standing there, just getting back on the area of church. I guess they will loot out over here by being out of that certain area. Will make them feel some sort of safe and secure at that certain momentum to call it as. Lara is over there. Isada is also here for the Thog Life Esports. They have had got the very first blood against the team ZDX. Moreover, ZDX are in the disadvantage of a player. Okay, R4R, the team who can able to perform in the very last one, but they are just trying for the for this. They have had got the very first elimination. This will be their start of their comeback. I hope so. Okay, another player also got knocked out by Sidin himself, going for the finish, and this will be the second kill for the team. Carrefour are going in the very right path at this very present situation, ready for revenge. ASL on sky is for this certain team. They have had already managed out two frag, which one of the frag has been contributed by the player side and another one by Oniskai himself for the team one esport. The fight, however, has already been started, but the only team that is being harmed in between the fight of the three teams were the team ZDX. They are facing a sandwich between this of the very two teams. That is our team, none other than yes, guys. One is sports, and another one will be our which was that certain team to call it as Zero Evolution, One Tab Romania, and Thoglab Sports are doing a very sandwich fight against the team, none other than yes, guys. For this very match, two of the teams are absent or they have had missed the very match, and they will be AW and TNZ. For the team ROJ, for place standing, they have got the very first elimination on their name, but let's see how they're gonna be managing out the very overall battle. In this very present scenario, they are pretty much confident by the very first kill on their name, but let's see. For the team KKR, they have to do the revenge of their one player against that certain enemy team. Moreover, they are just looking after it. Impala, the area of Impala, however, has been covered by these of the two teams. But whereas I'm seeing that one of the team is getting out of that certain situation. Okay, Molly got against Aster action where he got knocked out. Godax is also on a very low HP. Saloniska Haber has already been for the revival, and the revival Haber has already been started. They have got the three frags, whereas one of the player got knocked out, but the revival or recoverable phase Haber has already been started. So it will be easy to do that. So in this very present scenario, they need to worry that much. At in this very present scenario, so yes, guys, that is the very fact. Sorry for some sort of technical difficulties at this momentum, but we are back again as like we need to be. This must be some sort of PUBG glitch at the moment, but yeah, I know. You will definitely ignore that inconveniences in this very present situation as three of the player also got offline at that momentum. Okay, that is the PUBG glitch, but I do know that all of the players will be back on time. Okay, for the team Thog Live Esports, they are over here. Q&D Smokey got knocked out at this present scenario. it will be very hard to manage the recoverable phase as Team IE also already got close and make this knock as a finish, and this will be the very first casualty for the team to just face. And Sakim Khan for 20 have had just grabbed a grenade elimination in his name. So that is a very fact. Only 29 seconds left in this very present scenario to go for the second stage of the zone, and that will be our stage two for sure to be. For the team Quantinuum Esports, they have to get into the very zone by passing out 300 meters, buying out only 200 meters. Okay, player is facing some sort of sword against him, and we are super ready to see the shifting. Where does the zone rely on? Moreover, to be where will be the shifting? And the shifting was pretty much fine, not a hard shift, not a soft shift either. So La Bendita is the area that just got the center of the zone where we can see the quantum sports. They are struggling outside the zone, so it is really hard to see that. For the team Kaizen, four place standing, as some Khan just have had grab out the very first elimination. And that was, I guess, that is the grenade elimination for the team. And okay, that is a very fun fact. For the team OQ, last place standing, three of the player already got knocked and finished. This comes grenade, but could unable to get connected. But look at that. Secret 77k go for the kill and have had grab out on his name. At this very present scenario, they got exited at hashtag 18. Not so good for the team. Okay, they are in the very same trade, but by this time, Quantum is winning trade or taking trade on their side by knocking one enemies at that space. Look at that. They have had already taken out the revenge for their one teammate. They have to get into the very zone as well at an spirit prison scenario, reloading out the very gun, being ready at the spirit prison situation for any of the difficulties that they or any of the consequences that they're gonna be facing out, being ready with the very grenade. The project style doesn't seem to be accurate at this momentum, but look at that. Okay, that was interesting. The grenade got down and was able to get connected at the trooper space. This grenade will be effective enough. Yes, I was right. And last but not least, player also got exited by the team Quantum Esports. They have had got four elimination, whereas Spark did it 1v3 against the team. And look at that beautiful revenge. They have already showed the enemy's team what will be the consequences of touching their and teammates at this very present situation. That will be our that will be called as a beautiful revenge at that very present situation. This scores the constant shot against the team at Furar Esports. By the team Archie Esports, we have had just exited our team so called OQ Esports in the lateral phase. Okay, QQ Esports ready for revenge. They are always ready for the revenge. The revenge will be taken as the very bad momentum that they got on the very first match. They are not taking revenge from our team, but from the whole lobby. At this very present situation, Secret 77k have had already got two frags, but they are trying to get engaged in the very fight with the team R4R. Godax is trying to go for that vehicle display that was not effective or fruitful enough. Oniska is over here with that pump shotgun. He is trying to go for the swords. He have had managed out the very first knock at that space. Another round player Siding is going for the swords. This scores the constant shots, but could unable to connect a bit in this very prison scenario. But look at that. One single player managed two player knock, three player knock at this very present situation. Godax got knocked out by Fuser himself, and estate action for the team will be the very last player to show action for his team, for the team R4R. It is being a very bad situation. They are facing situational difficulties at this very present momentum since last and the least player is the only player to be available here for any sort of contribution, and that name will be our none other than Team Action for the team Ready for Revenge. The zone is being converted into the very third stage, and this will be the very conversion. Look at that. And the zone choose out to be a very centric zone in this very present scenario. This wouldn't be called as a hard shift, but it is a soft shift at this very present situation. As like I already mentioned out, Labin Dita got the center, and that is also a fact for this shifting as well. The very bandage applying process is being continuously done for the team RE Sports. They are really close to the zone and going for it. In this very present scenario, they got out of that blue zone area and try to get engaged or enter the very certain white zone. Last place standing for the team R4 RE Sports. For the team RJ, they have had already grabbed out 5 frags, whereas the IS 4 frag has been contributed by a solo player. Excanism for the team in the very last match. They have had managed a squad finish. They have had finished a team. Yeah, one esports at the area of Lipotka, as like I remember. But by this very time, they haven't got any of the frags for in this very certain game. Moreover, they have had lose 3 of the players for the team RJ. One of the player got knocked in finish at this very present scenario. That was our player none other than Denji 01 for the team YNW. They are over here with the 4 elimination on their name or a complete squad 5 on the other side. Moreover, Thog Habad had managed out one of the player knock for the team RE Esports, not a knock but a complete finish to RE Blaze. The revival habit has already been started for the team OG Sports in the very last game. They got into #2 as they have had lose out the chicken because of the team All Seeing Eyes, since they have had a normal disadvantage at that very present at that very situation. But by now they have had 4 players standing for the team Thog Live Sports as well. 4 players were standing, but look at that. Thog 16 haven't had got any of arms at this very present scenario. He's over there with single pistol. I don't know what exact thing happened with him. Okay, he must got offline for a long period of time, but he was lucky enough to got online on time. Moreover, he haven't faced any of the damage since the zone is on their favor. So that is really a lucky thing to have had. But let's see. This will also regard as his second life. The universe gave him a second chance to perform, but let's see. Okay, will he capitalize that certain chance, or he will just let it go as like it is a vibe or whatever it may be called as for the team. None other than Brooklyn Sports, one of the player for the team, so-called MVP, just got knocked out. But look at that, the revival habit has already been done out. So yeah, let's hope. As like the name, the work will be same as his name was MVP, and I definitely wish to see him as one. Okay, that was my just thinking or a simple term at this very present situation, or a simple saying. And it is not that I'm just supporting a single team. I'm just neutral and supporting each and every teams who are doing good and motivating the teams who are just trying to doing good. And that will be the very work to do by now. 2 of the player for this very certain team got knocked out at this very present scenario, whereas the very last one for the team Quantum Esports is really on low HP. He have had got healed up at the right momentum, but the revival will be hard. As I have to say that for the team Arjit as well, 2 of the player got knocked in, finished last 2 minutes standing. They have had got only 5 cracks, were the very 2 players who got exited.
They exited without any of the fragments. Look at that. They are going against the team Quantum Esports, and the player, the last player, however, has already been converted into a very low HP, but couldn't able to grab that out on their side. Rich G Sports. Okay, look at that vehicle. Vehicle discomfort at that very present scenario. The vehicle isn't supporting him to go inside the zone. But Ari Sandesh also got knocked out over here. Last place standing will be our none other than Illusion himself, whereas Blaze and Python already got knocked out. But look at that, the revival habit has already been started, and the revival habit has already been done at this very present situation. Roger Velia just got knocked out at that place, trying to go for the constant shots. That will be the knock. At on this very present situation, three of the player were available. OG Sports is over here. OG or DG? I guess OG. Okay, OG Sports is over here. One is NW Sobin just managed out a finish against the team Quantum Sports for the team OG Sports, one of the player, Phoenix just got knocked out. The revival, I guess that habit has already been started. But look at that zone shifting, and the very next shifting will be our stage five, and we know that stage five will be hard and very harsh for the team, as the very zone damage punishes the enemies or the very teams in the lobby trying to for the constant shot. That will be the fine, but not that fruitful at the last stage. But look at that, team KKR did it bad against that certain team. Haber has managed out that squad exit at in this very present scenario for the team OG. It is also being very cruel. Zone is being cruel as they got knocked and finished outside the very zone, but the last player somehow got into the very zone, but the happiness doesn't able to till last as he arrived to the zone. The enemies just figure out him and overly make him dead or casualty. For the lobby, overall team got exited at that space. But for the team one force, one of the player already got knocked in finish, and domination had already been arrived in the name of Yanbu Mikey himself trying to go for the grenade. New Wave Esports for the team GL. Logic is over here. Gulkin Esports is over here with 3 minutes standing, whereas the very first player Haber has already got knocked and finished by this very certain team. The bandage playing process Haber has already been started. Killer Crew on Rampage is over here with the 2 kills. Just getting ready with the grenade, but for the team are ready for revenge. They got exited at hashtag 11 with the 5 frag, but it was really good for them to have such 5 points since the very first match was really bad as they got exited without any of the points. Moreover, they were the very first team to get exit from the lobby. At this very present scenario, Backbeard Esports also got exited from the lobby at hashtag 10. For the team one esports, they have had already grabbed out 4 frag as like the very last match. But let's see. Okay, till when they till last. Thug Life Esports is over here, whereas one of the player already got knocked and finished. They have got 4 frags on their name. Moreover, to be for the one for Esports, as to be we just got knocked out at that very present scenario for the team Quantum Esports. Last in the list player got finished outside the very zone as like they got exited into hashtag 9. They couldn't able to grab any of the placement point, but they somehow get 5 frag points, so they have to get exit with that. But remaining of the 8 teams will able to get appreciated from that certain 1 point as a placement point for the team one tap Romania. One of the player Roli Liu got knocked in finish, but the last remaining 3 players are trying their level best to make this game on their side. Moreover, for the team Ari, Illusion XT just got knocked out. Sandesh is trying to make that rebel run on time. Okay, one Ain Son got knocked out, whereas Soban got his elimination or domination at in this very present scenario with that certain 3 elimination on his name. But look at that one top Romania also got exited as like 8. In the very last match, they have had got exited with only 4 frag points. And they got exited by the team none other than Excorision. As in the very in this very game, Asconian team got exited without any of the points, but moreover for the team One Esports they got exited with 5 points as they got into Aztec 8 as well with 4 frag points. Okay, trying to go for the constant shot. 1 4 Sports are getting into the very zone, but it is a very risky move to do that. So, but he got a very area, but look at that. KKR got a clear cut angle to go against him, and they have has managed out that frag on their name as well. And by the aggression, I'm clearly seeing that Killer Q on Rampage are on their way to grab this game on their side. But moreover, New Wave Sports also got exited from the lobby. Last three teams live in this very present scenario, and I can completely see that the very last game champion team, all seeing eyes, are also available over here, and they do have a chance to grab out on their side Rui again in this very match as well. They have had got a one leave frag, whereas the very first casualty for this very team will be the player Logic himself, as well as we need to call him as um, Axe top fragger. In the very original match, Logic was our top fragger with 4 elimination and 800 plus damage, but by now, as we can surely call that, every day is on Sunday. So every game isn't same as it was. Every game will be different, but the try to get average in every match will be the very fine thing to be. But look at that. Team All Seeing Eyes are coming closer for the battle overall. Last place standing. It is being really, really hard and harsh for the team. Okay, let's go for the shots. This will be knock. That is really nice knock, but look at that. Danskno also got exited from the lobby as a last place standing. He did try it, hit level best, but couldn't able to sustain much more. This will be 3v3 battles, whereas one of the player for the team, Talk Esports, got knocked out at this very present scenario. So Killer Q on Rampage got the momentum to get closer, but look at that. The revival haven't had been. Let's go for the fight. We just got closer. This will be 3v2 in this very present situation for the team. None other than Kiki. They have had got 7 frag in this very present situation. Last player for the team, Thog Live Sports, has to do 1v3 against the team. Could he able to do that? So let's just see. Let's go for the 1v3, but it is also hard to get that one knock at this time. And he finally decided to make a kill deny. And for the team KKR, this will be the very first second inner for them to have had. And congratulations for the team, none other than Killer Q Rampage for having such a beautiful chicken dinner on their side. As yes, guys, they truly deserve that. Moreover, to be they do have had the advantages as the very last game champion team all seeing I just got from offside area in order to get engaged or enter the very certain zone. At that very time, Thought are looking after the all seeing eyes team and they are fighting with them at that very current momentum, which has been a very yeah plus point for the team KKR to get enter in the battlefield at that very physical situation. But congratulations for the team KKR for having such a beautiful chicken dinner. And this will be our team stats who just got a chicken dinner. And for the team KKR Vic Haber had contributed 4 frag for his team, and Hackers have had contributed 2 frag, whereas SV Apollo haven't able to contribute any of the frags, whereas MK Week have had contributed 1 frag by his side, so they have had got 7 frag in this very match. So they could able to grab 17 points. Yes, that was really great to just have had. And for the MVP, and that was from the team none other than New Wave Esports NW Moore through MVP. As like the name, the work is similar. as we can say that his name is MVP. So he have had grabbed six elimination and being MVP for this lobby with 901 damage and three assists, 240 heals, and survival will be 20 minutes and 12 seconds. There is the top five players, whereas NW Moore Pro MVP, as like I already mentioned before, is the very top one. And in the very second, Larry Yu is at on hashtag 26 elimination. At third, Thog 04 with 5 elimination and champion team. KKR Week 77 is here with 4 elimination, and RZ Secret 77K is here at hashtag 5 with 4 elimination. And they were the top five player for this very certain match, and this will be match ranking for the Miramar. The second match as the team Thog, the beautiful, not Thog, but clear Killer Q on Rampage for this beautiful chicken on this side with 17 points. Moreover, the points, the maximum points are in the name of the team Thoggy Sports. They got 13 elimination, 6 placement point, overall 19 points in total. So they are at an hashtag 1, hashtag 2, Killer Q on Rampage with 17. Third, New Wave EU Esports with 15 points. At fourth, All Seeing Eyes with 6 points, 5. One Tap Romania with 5, 6 Ritzy Sports with 5, 7 Ready for Revenge with 5, 8 Quantum Sports with 5, 9 140 Sports with 5, 10 Veda Sports with 4, 11 Volcano Sports with 4, 12 OG Sports with 1, 13 Rosa Via with 1, 14 Team Kaizen with 1, and remaining of the team Zero Evolution, QQ, Executioner, and Black Belt team Mind Taste and TNZ is here with 0 points. Overall top fragger for in merge of two games will be our overally in the very two match will be our Trump MVP himself with 6 frag, Larry with 6 frag at hashtag 2, hashtag third will be our talk 04 with 5, ARC Logic is here with 4, in hashtag 4, and at hashtag 5 G Kritos 777 with 6 elimination on his name, and this will be the overall top fragger list. So we have to go for the another segment, and that will be our overall match rank, not overall match ranking, but this is the very decent match ranking, sorry for that. But look at that, this will be our overall rankings, whereas team ARC All Seeing Eyes, they are being consistent enough, as like they got 22 pointer match in the very first one, but second was not that fine enough, but we can say that is also good. They have got 6 points in this very last match. So ARC got 28 points, and Thog are just below them with a point with 27 points. At third, KKR Sports got up by the help of this certain match with 24 points. They have had got 17 points in this certain match. At the last 4, G Sports is here with 17 points, as stack 5 will be NW Sports with 15, 6 OG Sports with 2 bill 7, 1 Sports with 9, 8 RE with 8, 9 1 with 8, 10 PT with 7, 11 JT with 7, 12 RTJ with 6, 13 QND with 6, 14 AXC with 6, 15 R4R with 5, 16 QQ with 5, 17 BKB with 4, 8 ROZ with 3, 19 AW with 1, and 20 TNZ with 0. As two of the team AW and TNZ were absent in this very certain match, in the very last match, and we have had already finished two of the matches. That will be our first Irwangal and second Miramar, as the very first match has been taken out by the team none other than team A, as All Seeing Eyes. The very second match has been taken out by the team Killer on Killer Crew on Rampage. They have got this second inner with 17 points, and the very third match will be the map of none other than Rondo itself. So we are not we, but I'm pretty much excited. I guess we are also excited to see the match. So yes, guys, we are hoping that we will able to find another one champion team, as like ARC and KKR in the map of Rondo. So I'm pretty much excited, and I have to go for a short and sweet break. If you are new to the very channel, make sure to like and subscribe button. We'll be right back after a break. Okay, guys, welcome back for the third time and the third match of NVIDIA series $100 prize book, and this is the very first week of that, and we are at on the very first, second, third match. And as we can see that in the very last two matches, the very first match has been taken out by the team none other than All Sing Eyes with 22 points, and whereas the very second game has been picked out by the team none other than Killer on Killer Q on Rampage Esports with 17 points in the very third match. This will be the very team to grab out this map or this match on this side. That is the very really curious or the very surprising or questionable factor for us to have at, and this will be the very third match of the day. And look at that, playing in the sky of Rondo. As this game, Haber has already started with 19 teams and 76 players itself. Let's see which team will able to grab this game on their side. As we have to call this as the map of Rondo. This is a very new meta or the very new map to know, for us to have had, and the very plain path Haber has started from the area of Zarina to right and teams Haber has already started to move on to their destination, that will be their certain drop location. In this very present scenario, Zarina at the area of Zarina Actionism are going over there. And for the team Actionism, in the very first match, I guess they have got 4 to 5 points, but in the very second one, they haven't grabbed any of the points. As three of the player for that certain team Haber has got exited in the very initial phase. Moreover, the very last player also couldn't able to grab any sort of points in their name. So that's why they have to get exit at 0 point. But look at that, zone. The zone seems to be unfamiliar with some sort of teams like Texanism, NW, QNT, Quantinum, and more of the teams like that. For the team RZ, there are very two of the teams, and I'm definitely expecting for a clash since two of the teams are on the very same situation, which directly or indirectly mean by that the two teams will definitely go for the fight at this very present situation. Gluten Sports versus Team RGD Sports. Two teams are being ready. Okay, for the team QQ, Alan just got knocked and finished by the Tog Esports. Tog 04 Haber has that certain first blood on its name. For the team AS, not AS, for the team R4R. Oniska just got knocked on, and that will be the finish. The very vehicle kill, the very vehicle elimination on his name, none other than Hatchams, got that the very first strike for the team, and that was the vehicle elimination itself. One Beraz just got knocked out and finished at that very present situation for the team one. He will be the very first casualty for the team, and look at that. Team R4 are ready for revenge. They are ready for women's, but couldn't be to go for that. But look at that. Toggy Sports Haber has managed out another one player to get knocked out at this very present scenario, and that will be the player none other than God Axe himself. Last one standing were over here. Axon is over here. Aber has to go against the team Thog. What was that? I don't see the iron inside. I don't know. That must be some sort of glitch to look after. But look at that. Thog 04 Haber has got the very first elimination for the team. And one of the player is over here to pick Thug 5 R3 TK, and they are just being back, whereas the very team Galaxy Sports players are being knocked out by the team VG Sports. They have already started this trade on this side, as we have to call that, as they are winning the trade in this present situation. One of the player is just okay. Okay, let's see. Logic just got knocked and finished at this momentum. Let's go for the start, and that will be the very nice knock, and that will be the very finish. This will be the second trade taken out by the team. So Team Galaxy Sports is really at on the very difficult situation. Brooklyn Sports, last one standing, as in the very last match, I guess. They have done fine, but in this very present scenario, it is really hard to do that. So, since last round standing two of the player already got knocked in finish, and there is no such options like recall the player out in this very present scenario. So, there is only a life to live, where two of the player for this very team have had already lost that. Okay, for the team Group Clean Sports, two players standing, and they are trying to get revenge of their two player in this very present scenario. So let's just get ready for that. Only 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this very present scenario to go for it. This is the very stage one, so we have to go for the another one as well. Our team RZ are searching for the team Group Clean Sports everywhere possible over here. They are not leaving the squad. They are moving with a proper squad at the place for the team RE. They are also looking after those of the teams, as I think they have had listened some sort of gunshots from that area. So they are pretty much excited to do some sort of third party from this spirit prison scenario. But look at that, they are getting back. They are not trying to take any of the risks by now. So that must be the reason of being back at this very present situation. But look at that. One of the player for the team Haber has already got knocked out by the team, none other than Brooklyn Sports. They are trying to take revenge as possible. Ningaji is over here, just being down. And that was really good move to do. By now, look at that. Okay, he got stuck between two of the players. But look at that, that player, this man is out at the area, at that space. But look at that, the very first knock. Haber has to go for the clutch. Haber has to reload the certain gun, certain shotgun, has to be K in action. So he's trying to just, okay, overall healing up in this very present scenario. But look at that, last place standing, Kirito also got exited from the lobby. And Team Argent, okay, pull this game on their side without any of the casualty. They did it at no any loss, but with the profit of 4 kills on their name. So they are happy and healthy in this very present scenario. Happy because they have had got 4 frags, and healthy they haven't lose any of the players. So they could regard as a healthy team to have had without any of the difficulties by now and for now. The only difficulties they have had is that they have had damaged helmet in which they need to replace as soon as possible. We have 17 teams, which means that two of the team Haber has already got exited, and that will be the team none other than TNZ and Team GE. Okay, the zone Halber has already been converted into the area of Yulin, some sort of Yulin. Yes, that was it. The zone of Yulin. The map is pretty much big, but the zone, I don't know how the zone is being converted too fast. But in this meta, this is the very confusing part. But I think that was good. That was good. As it just remember us the map of Sanok, and this is the complete replacement of that in the competitive scenario. As we need to talk about that in the later on literal phase, teams are the very organizers used to have had Sanok in the schedule, but by now we haven't had any of the Sanok maps on our schedule, which has been replaced by the map Rondo itself. In this very present scenario, Quantum Sports, the very first player is being knocked in finish at that very present situation, and the very first casualty will be our player, none other than Smokey. But no, the team couldn't able to uh, let their player to be a casualty, as they have just managed out that Bible in the spirit prison scenario. The recovery phase has already been started and have done it already. So Haber has to use that certain consumables in order to get properly healed up. At in the spirit prison situation, all seeing eyes is over here, and they are at on the stack one in the very overall standings with 28 points, followed by another team. Which was that? team to be at an hashtag 2. I just forgot the name of that certain team. I guess that was the team KKR with 27 points. I guess, but I'm not exactly sure. But I was wrong. That team was none other than Team Thog itself. For the team Rose, 4 players standing, as they haven't got any of the frag points, but 4 players are standing on their space, as we need to call as that. One is already second if in this very present scenarios, like I already mentioned out that this is the very stage 2. We have to go for the another stage of the zone. That will be our stage start by the time of 30 seconds and less than that. For the team one esports, the fight against the team BKB is being a very plus as they are winning this trade by this time. But that is really a common thing to do by the team one esports. I don't know what is happening to the team one esports. They only could able to manage a squad fight, and the squad fight will be completely on their side. Moreover, to be after a squad fight, they could not able to fight against any of the teams. And in the very first one and the very second one, they have to get exit with that only after a squad fight with that certain four elimination on their name. For the team BKB, two of the player already got knocked in, finished. Third one also got knocked out at this very present situation. Wishkin will be the last place standing for the team, last hope for the team. But let's see how will he take his team and how far he will take his team in this very present situation. On the map of Rondo itself, Lara got knocked out by Hill Loco. One instant stone, however, has managed that finish against Hora BKB at this space. All seeing his eyes is over here, whereas two of the player Fragnite and Logic have had grabber 1 and 1 frag on their name. Ready for Revenge got exited as tag 16 without any elimination, so that they got exited without any of the points. As like the very first match, this game was also a 0 pointer for them to have had, but in the very second match, they have had 5 points in terms of frag points. Rather than that, of the game for that very team was worse than they thought. ARC Prism also got knocked out. One of the player for the team got knocked out as a very present situation. Two of the player that was our Chris and Pregnant got knocked out at the very same time, and it is being a very difficult for them to just handle it out. But never mind, as they have had also knocked some sort of player against the enemy team. One of the players for Ignite already been revived at the current stage. Chrism is also trying to get closer to the teammates in order to get some sort of revival at that current stage. But let's just see that Luzik is over here for the team. Kaizen 3 players standing, whereas Toxic is the very first player to get exited from the lobby, and Khan is a top fragger for the team in the lobby as well, as he have had grabbed 6 frags on his own. That is a really plus point for him to have had, rather than him. Remaining of the 2 players are here without any of the frag points, and we are going for the another stage of the zone that will be stage 5 in terms of 7 seconds and less than that by the time. I'm really excited to see and so the June 15. Okay, that was not a hardship. That will be a fine and soft shift, as this was a very fine June 15. For the team OG Sports Pro player were over here. They are trying to go against the team QQ, whereas the very first player for the team QQ has already been exited. This will be the fight between two of the teams with 3v4. Whereas for the team Thogi Sports, 16 got knocked out at this very present scenario. Lara is going for the shots, but what? Another one player, Lara, just got quickly knocked and finished at the stage for the team Thogi Sports. Last room standing. Look at that. Team Rosa Velia is going against the team Ari, whereas player is getting knocked and finished, and this will be the fifth kill for them to have had. Two of the player at the same time got knocked out, but Red Eye Esports completely got exited from the lobby at the hashtag 14. And look at that. Sam got unstoppable with 7 frag on his name, and he will be the top fragger for the lobby and his team. For his team, he is the top contributor with 7 frag solely by his side for the team Killer Crew on Rampage, the very champion for the very last match, the map of Miramar. They are re-egging, performing their level best. They have had got a three frag on their side, whereas one of the player for the team got knocked out. They are trying to go against the team Thoggy Sports, as in the very last match, they were the very top two teams, whereas the team none other than yes, guys, our team Sokal KKR win the battle against the Thog Esports in the very first match, and the story was same in the very second one, but the position is different. In the very in the very last match or the very second match, the team none other than Thog Esports have had got exited at hashtag two, but by this time they have to get exit at hashtag two. Will for the team OG, two of the player got knocked out, whereas Emperor is the very first player to got knocked in for the spirit team. But I could not able to figure out when did he die. Okay, I'm really confused. For the team one, player are getting knocked and finished by the team All Seeing Eyes, and I'm seeing that All Seeing Eyes way the very way way much fine and consistent team to play out. But where are they? This is the question. ALCR is still alive. They have had got 4 points in this very match. In the very last one, they have had got 6 points. In the very first match, they have had got 22 points on their name. This will be the constant sort against the team none other than Team KKR, which were at on hashtag third in this very present situation. There are remaining of the 10 teams. Two teams need to get exit in order to get placement point for the team. Remaining 8 teams. Still need to get into the very bracket in order to get that certain placement point on their side, as that is on the very points table, or the very principal list was listed like that. The team that got into the video sect, it will be appreciated by 1 point as a placement point. But look at that constant sort against that offside area teams. Extronism going with the constant sorts. Quantinium all are also trying to make this battle on their side, but it is being some sort of hard and harsh in this very freezing situation, as the very first player for the team Haber has already got knocked in, finished. Remaining of the two players got knocked out. Last and the least player is standing is at on the offside areas, is looking for the exit of his teammates, since the revival doesn't seems to be a thing to do right now. And the only thing that he could do is that uh, uh, the right thing or the very fine thing that he could do is gatekeeping the enemy team who have had exited his player, and that will be the very fine revenge to do right now for the team. All seeing guys, they have had got 4 points as a frag point, and moreover they got into the hashtag so they could able to grab 1 point as a placement point as well for the team Quantum Esports. Last place standing is trying to get into the very zone, but look at that, trying to go for the shot at on this stage will be a will not be a fine decision to make it out. As like I already mentioned out that Quantum Esports also got extra stack 7, I guess. For the team one, they have had got the zone, but the very main point is that will they able to capitalize the very zone on their side or not? They have had got the join. Look at that. That makes a knock against the team. None other than Rose. Two of the players got knocked out at the very same time. But okay. All Seeing Eyes also got knocked and finished at hashtag 5 with the 4 eliminations. So they could able to manage out 7 points on their name, as if you beyond that hashtag 5, you will be appreciated with 3 point as a placement point for the team one. Players are getting knocked. The very first player just got knocked out at the Spiricore stage. The revival need to be done on time. But look at that. Team Rose are just managing that revival, as I say. So two of the players got knocked out at this current stage. Last one standing will be our Dennis and Kyle. They have had already grabbed out the double digit kill points, which is 11 in number, and they are super ready to get the chicken dinner. But I was wrong. The very third one also got knocked out at this very present situation. But look at that, the revival habit has already been started for the team. One, they have the maximum chance to win this battle on their side, but look at that, they have had lose the number advantage at this very current stage, as they have had the number advantage in the zone advantage, but they couldn't able to capitalize it. So the game is going. against them. As we can say so, this will be the knock for the team Kaizen Esports Khan, who have had got 9 frags on his own solely. But look at that, going for the swords, and one esports also got exited from the lobby. Last place standing will be our none other than Storm, as well. Rosavelia got exited at Stack 4. Storm need to manage this battle on his side by doing that 1v3 in this very present scenario. Storm is up in order to revive is one of the top fragger for the team and the lobby. The player, none other than Khan himself. Teams are coming closer in order to fight, I guess. Team PT are trying to grab this game on their side. This will be the very first knock. Last player standing is over there. Moreover, Storm also got exited from the lobby. And Team PT just got a beautiful chicken in their side, and that is really a very fine thing. So congratulations to the team PT, and that was a very fabulous match to have had with numerous number of kills. I guess they have had got a double digit kill points on their name, and that was really fabulous to do that. So but I must have to congratulate a player for the team Kaiden, and that was the player so called Khan. He had grabbed 9 frags on his own. That is really appreciable in this video prison scenario. So we have to go for the winner chicken dinner team stats by this time. So yeah, let's go to that. Okay, guys, we are waiting for the chicken dinner team stats at on this very present situation. So yeah, guys, congratulations to the team PT. I guess. Okay, this will be the very winner chicken dinner team, and we have to go for the another segment that will be our winner chicken dinner team stats, as Lupo have had got a 7 frag on their side, whereas MK Week have had got 3 elimination, and HC Azam have had got 2 elimination on his side. Moreover, KKR Week have had got 2 elimination. This will be total 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 frag on their side. So congratulations to the team KKR for having this beautiful second in on their side, whereas we got the MVP SMK Khan 420 with a 9 elimination and 1426 damage with 2 assists and 130 heals. And he was the top fragger for the match number 3. And we have to go for the another segment. That will be our top 5 players in this very case. So let's go for that. And top 5 players will be our SMK Khan for 20 with 9 elimination, Atsu Doku with 7 elimination, Rose Donax with 4 elimination, 1 roll out 7-7 with 3 elimination, and Rose Dennis is here with 4 elimination. And this will be our top 5 players. So we have to go for the overall segments by now. Okay, this will be the match rankings where KKR have had got the maximum points. That will be our 24-pointer match for the team. And as on the very second, there is the team Super Team Kaizen with 19 points. As on the third, Rose Velia is here with 16 points. As on the fourth, One Tap Romania is here with 11 points. As on the 5, Ritzy Sports is here with 7 points. At on the 6, Quantum Sports is here with 7 points. At the 7, All Seeing Eyes is here with 7 points. At 8, Executioner is here with 3 points. At 9, we have EU with 3 points. 10th of Life is Sports with 2 points. 11, Zero Evolution with 1. 12 QQ with 1. And 13, One Push with 1. And remaining of the teams are here with the 10 of the points. So that is the very match rankings. So let's go to the over rankings by now. And before that, we have to talk about overall top fraggers and the very overall top fragger for incorrect 3 match will be our SMK Khan with 3 elimination, who have had got 9 elimination in the very recent match. Moreover, RJ Secret is at on hashtag with 6 elimination. At on third, ASC Lucy this year with 6 elimination. At on fourth, HC Amaz is here with 6 elimination. At on 5, Kigarwick is with 6 elimination. And we have had the overall rankings as the team, none other than team KKR, is able to grab 48 points in total on their name. So with a very two chicken here, they did it. And they do have had a very fine points gap. Yeah, from the second team, that is our team ARC, they have had got 35 points, so more than 10 points kept. And on the third, Thog Sports is here with 29 points. And on the fourth, PT Sports is 26 points. And on the 5, 1 Sports is 20.6. Rosie Sports with 19.7, NW with 18.8, G with 17 at a 9, Q and T with 13, at a 10, Attitude with 13, at an 11, OG with 12, Adam 2 will 1 with 9, 13 EXE with 9, 14 RE with 8, 15 JT with 8, 16 QQ with 6, 17 R4R with 5, 18 BKB with 4, 19 AW with 1, and 20 TNZ with 0. At on this match, team number 19 was absent, but team TNZ were unable to perform any of the two matches, so they are at on 0 point. But look at that, today's schedule as the in the very first match, Team ARC got a beautiful second with 22-point match, and remaining of the two matches, however, has already been taken out by the team. Uh, Killer Q on Rampage, the second match, Miramar has been taken out with 17 points, and third match, Bruno Map has been taken out with 24 points, and we have had two maps or two matches left for the day, and that will be our the map of Erangel in the very fourth one, the favorite match for favorite map for more of the teams, as we in common play classic and any of the events in the Erangel map. So this will be a very fine map to play out, and yeah, let's see. This will be the very team to grab out the very fourth match of the day, and I'm pretty much excited to see that. So we'll be right back after a break. Till then, bye bye. We'll be right. Okay, guys, welcome for the fourth time. Yes, we have had already completed three of the matches. Where at the very first match, the map of Viringal has been taken out by the team All Sing Eyes with, yeah, 22 points, I guess. And the very second match has been picked out by the team none other than Team KKR with 17 points. And the very third match has been taken out by the same team, the team KKR with 24 points. So KKR act on the very top in the very points table. Moreover, Team ARC is also coming back. Kiba. Okay, and this will be our fourth match, the map of none other than Erangel itself. Okay, guys, are you guys really ready and excited to see the battles in the battlefield of the map, none other than Erangel itself? So I'm really and pretty much excited to see the overall match, as we have had 19 teams and 76 players in this very present scenario, as teams are going to their own drop location, and this will be the very last time they playing uh, map Iringal by the time, since the very last match will be on none other than the map of Miramar itself. So yeah, let's see which teams will be able to grab out the very chicken dinner, as like in the very first match. Team All Seeing Eyes did it in the very same map. That was our Iringal. So let's see which will be the new team to grab out this game on their side. Let's see. Okay, teams have already got dropped on their drop location, which is nowhere at no in this very present situation. The looting up process however has already been started in this very present scenario. Moreover, to be he got the scope but not a gun. But okay, he is not that lucky to got it. But by this time, he had already got that. He got a scope at first, but gun at last. Okay, guys, let's just get ready. Okay, let's just get into the very fight. This Team Kaizen versus Zero Evolution. They are the very two teams that is more likely to get engaged in the very fights, since I have seen a drop class between them, whereas the very offline will be the very first casualty for the teams. I guess in the very first match, that was the very same case for offline to have had. He is the very first player to get knocked and finished in the very first match as well. But by now, Team R4 are ready for revenge is also facing the same difficulties as like in the very first match. But look at that. Aster Action is coming back somehow. Okay, they have had already managed two-player casualty in this very case, but they have dropped in a different location. In the very first match, the drop location for the team R4R was the area of Lipotka, but in the very fourth one, it is converted into none other than Miltra itself. The player recovery phase has already been started, whereas Sidon already got revival on time, and yeah, he had got healed up. So for the team R4R, they have had got three frags on their side. ESL Oniska is here without any of the frag points. QQ no lob just got knocked out by DGES, and NW Moltro have had knocked one of the player at the of the very certain stage. For the team RG, one of the player already got knocked and finished. Last 3 minutes standing for the team, and they have to work for the 3 minutes standing, whereas the team OG are getting engaged in the very fight against the team R4R, whereas the very side is the very first player to get knocked out, but the recoverable phase wouldn't be that hard. But look at that for the team IE. Okay, Team Kaizen is facing too much difficulties, as in the revenge of one player casualty for the team JT. As in terms of one player revenge, they have had already killed two of the player for the team. None other than Team Kaizen. Third one is already knocked. Last place standing is Khan, the very top frag for the very last match. The map of none other than Rondo match, but he have had got exited from the lobby as well. And team Zero Evolution did it all. They take all player revenge by killing a full squad, and they have had already showed the enemy teams what will be the consequences of making a player dead or player casualty for them to have at. And they are really possessive towards their teammate. In this very present scenario, they have had already shown that. For the team BKB, Black Belt team, they are not a fine games so far. In the very last three matches, they haven't been a average team as well. as their game wasn't that fine till now. But let's hope to have had a very fine match in the very last two matches, as the starting wasn't that bad. But look at that team, ready for events, are ready for the battles. In this battlefield of the area, Miltra for the team QQ. Three of the player already got knocked in finish. The very last one is over here as Denzi just got knocked out by Rose. And that is a true fact that we must need to consider at this very current stage. Only 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in this very present scenario for the team ready for revenge. ASL Oniska is over here, whereas BKB Oskin is over here as well. So let's just get ready. And Hammer has to go with that the very vehicle approach. Okay, the approach seems to be fine. I guess they are trying to get back. For the team Rose, they have had already got two frags by two different players, whereas two of the players are here without any of the frag points. Haber has to go for the battle. Let's see what will be the future for RZ future in this very momentum. Secret is the player which is on draw players list. I guess that grenade comes against him, but somehow he's safe by now, as he could able to dodge that out. Fuser is just performing out that healing up action in this pretty situation, trying to go for the constant shots. Being ready with the very molly. Let's get ready. Pump shotgun on the hand. Dennis is over here. He's trying to go for the fight, but look at that. Sky Lol is at a different area, but he haven't come arrived here yet for the cover. But look at that. Side in. Man is out. The last player casually for the team QQ, and they got exited from the lobby at hashtag 17. I guess without any of the points. Okay, look at that. Dennis is trying for the clutch. Let's just get down. Last place standing is Adam Dot SP and he go there directly, whereas he could able to save his remaining of the two players without any of the issue. But they are lucky enough to get saved in this such a hard and harsh situation. And yes, guys, this is the stage one, and we are going for the another stage of the zone. That will definitely be our stage two for the team. Ari Blaze is getting knocked in finish. So do Python. Two. Okay, Blaze got finished. So do Python. Two of the player already got knocked in finish for the team. But look at that team. Killer Q on Rampage who have had got two chicken on a raw. Aber has got two frag on their side. Okay, they have had already grabbed out two frag on their side. As for the team New Wave EU, they have had got only a frag on their side, and that has been picked out by the player through MVP in this case. So you look at that, Loco. Okay, Loco is at on really low SP, but look at that weak 777 got knocked out at this very present situation. Loco need to do that healing up job on time, not just a knock, but TNZ got the very first point in a very fourth match. They haven't got any of the points so far, but by this very game, their points table is able to grab a single point by this very present situation. So yeah, guys, let's see what will gonna be happening next for the team RE Red Eye Sports. Three of the player for that certain team Hammer has already got access to last place standing. The last hope for the team is going closer, and the hope is being demised, I guess, as he is trying to get engaged in such mess from where being out of the situation alive will be lucky. Let's get ready. Demon is getting ready with that the grenade could be able to do that. A clutch. I truly don't admire, but look at that. He did 1v2, and I guess haven't had managed out of finish at the stage and got exited as tech 15 with a all elimination. He haven't got a all elimination. That is that certain player, but he haven't managed out to knock with the honey patcher, but later on he could able to manage a single finish on his side. But that is also a very fine thing. It is good to got exit at hashtag, not hashtag, but it is good to got exit at one frag point rather than being on 0 points. One is better than zero. So that is the very fact. As the Loco have had been a dominator by managing three frag by his side, and that was really and truly impressive in this matter. This goes the constant shots against that certain player. The player habit has already been converted into happen lower HP for the team. KKR, we get the very first player to get exited. Rather than that, three players are have had got the closer in order to fight against the team. Rhodes and look at that. Apollo is getting ready with that. The grenade he have had already gone for that, but that couldn't able to deal any of the fine damage or fruitful damage since the projectile doesn't seems to be accurate as like we think or I think or the enemy team expect. That is a very fact. Let's look after the another grenade. This grenade wouldn't be fruitful enough as like I talked before, the projectile doesn't seems to be great. Mean by the projectile or the grenade wouldn't get connected by unidoms to enemy. So this grenade is also not that suitable enough. But let's hope for another grenade to connect it out. Both of the teams are being ready with the grenade on their hand, but let's just see that who is the one with a golden hand that from which and the grenade will go for the connection. Look at that. Loco have had that or called as the man with the golden hand since he have had such grenade elimination on his name for the team. Yet not as if for the team Kiki they have had got four, not four, five, six frag for the team KKR. How many frag did they get? They have had already got six frags. Okay, that was really fine. The revival need to get started into Thoggy Sports. One of the players, 0-4, just got knocked out, but the revival or recoverable fact need to be started on time, and they have had already performed that revival job on time. Moreover, last room standing over here, whereas one of the player for the team Haber has already got knocked and finished at on this very present situation. Trying to go for the shots, but look at that. BZ has just got knocked out. Our last place standing will be our SWK, S2LK. Let's just get down. Let's just get moved out of here. Oyami Bezdera got knocked and finished by Thok 16 himself. And we have had 14 teams and 44 players by now. Only 10 seconds left for the analyst stage of the zone. That will be our stage out, and I'm pretty much excited to see the zone 16. I guess you guys are as well. And look at that, the zone has been converted into the area of Sinuska military base. Based in this very present scenario, the zone is completely on military base island. To call it as not even in the bridge. Most of the teams are outside the very zone, so they need to get engaged or enter the zone as soon as possible in this very current manner. So let's just see that what will gonna be happening next. Okay, guys, that is a very fact. The bridge camp is being done by the team known as the Dan. Yes, guys, ready for revenge themselves. They're alive and doing pretty much well. In the very first and the third match, I guess they aren't able to grab any of the points. As in the very second one, the Miramar map was fruitful for them as they have had grabbed 5 points on their side, ready for revenge. Have had gone for the fight against the team Escanism, whereas outside is able to get that domination tag on his name with that three elimination by his side. Team Executors Executioners is over here, whereas two of the team players for the team have has already got exited last from standing. Nasty is performing out that hitting of action on time, whereas GE Logic has been taken out by Yatsi Loco or Kikia Loco for the team, but this time Kikia is facing some sort of difficulties, whereas the very three player for that certain team got agitated as like it. Last place standing will be Loco, and he's the top fragger for the team in the lobby. Not a lobby, but yeah, for the lobby as well. As he's at in the very Aztec one in terms of elimination. He have got five elimination on his no on, and he got the rampage on his name. So come on, Loco, you are doing good. Overall, this team have has got seven frag on their name. This is the very stage start, and we have to go for the another stage of the zone. Clean esports is over here. Two of the player already got knocked and finished. The bandage applying process has already been started as their action just got knocked out. Let's go for the swords, and that will be the very knock. This will be the eighth kill for them to have at. This is the very eighth, and the recoverable phase need to be started on time. Only 30 seconds for the another stage of the zone, and that will be the stage fourth. And from notice this one from the stage 5 the zone punishes most number of damages against the player being outside the zone. It will be the really a big curse after stage 5. For the team one esports, one of the player for this team Haber has already got exited. Remaining of the three players are over here for the domination. They must try to dominate the lobby with three-man squad or three-man trio. Okay, the zone Haber has already been converted into such area. Team Haber has to go for it in this very present situation. Players are getting knocked. This goes the constant swords. Executioners also got exited at hashtag 2 well without any of the points. Okay, that team is doing well. Yeah, I must have to say that. Okay, Arpur, our side is also facing some sort of knock at that space, and that is not so good to talk about. ASL Oniska also got knocked and finished by the team. YanW Sports Arpur R is facing too much difficulties in this very present scenario. Last 2 minutes standing. Moreover, they have already grabbed out 8 frags on their name. That is really good to see that. But look at that. That will be the very fine knock. That will be the very finish. Let's go for the another fight. But look at that. All seeing eyes. Last place standing got into that hoverboard to make him safe and sound by the team. Zero yeah, evolution in this case, but look at that. He did that healing up top, knocked off very fast player. Habit has to go for the last one, but couldn't able to do that. So and he also got exited from the lobby in this very present scenario. But this team, Habit has grabbed out 9 frag on their name. Whereas look at that. The happiness still on couldn't able to till last since another one team just got into the very fights in terms of they haven't got over here for the third party, but the very last team Haber has already got exited. So this will be the very fight between the very two teams. Where the team JDX just got recovered of it as one of the player that must need the revival couldn't able to get that so, but one of the player got revived at the time. So last one standing for this very team. 9 frag has been already picked out by this very team, whereas Killer Crew on Ramp is got exited as tag 10 with 7 eliminations. So they only able to grab out that 7 points on their side. So being ready with that the grenade could it be fruitful or not? Look at that. Quantum Sports got it all and managed out zero evolution to leave the lobby in this case with 9 elimination at hashtag 9, so they couldn't able to get any of the appreciation in terms of placement points. So in order to get that certain placement point, you must need to get into the hashtag 8 first. Okay, look at that. Team One Esports Haber has grabbed out 2 frag on their side. The zone Haber has already been converted, and somehow the zone is in the pocket of Quantum Esports as they got the upper hill advantage in this very present scenario, and they got a only compound that is inside the zone. Last 6 teams were over here ready for revenge. Got exited as tech 7 with 8 elimination at this very point. So they have had got 9 points, 8 points as elimination, and ninth as a placement point, as well as they are in hashtag 7. So, guys, last 6 teams were over here, 17 players. Let's just see that which teams will able to grab out this game on their side. This is the very fourth, it's the very second last match. Just getting closer for the battle. Let's get ready. Backplay team is over here, just looking after the team, none other than Team One Esports. BKB Esports is also over here. They have had 4 minutes standing.
They have had already win out a squad fight, whereas three frag has been contributed by a solo player named as Hora. One Insun is over here for the team. One tap Romania. They are going for the slamming. Look at that slamming. But okay, this will be the very first knock for the team. One uh tap Romania. Two of the player for this spirit team Haber has already faced out casualty. Last room is starting for the team, and the decision of going over there as a slam was not a good idea. As we must have to say that for the team Thog Sports, they are just coming closer. KKR just got exited. So yeah, Thogi Sports got the chance to get into the very hashtag two or hashtag one as well if they could able to grab this game on their side with a beautiful chicken. But the team one, it is really hard to get into the very zone. This is the very stage five, and the stage five zone really punishes the enemies through the damage. Okay, guys, New Wave Esports got exited as 6-6 with 6 elimination. Okay, look at that for the team BKV. The very first casualty will be out as is it. Second casualty will be our Vora. Third will be Ray. And last place standing, Oskin also got exited from the lobby. Look at that. Last three teams are competing for the fourth game. Last two teams, not three. Okay, Thog have the maximum chances to get this game on their side, whereas Quantinum Esports got the upper ground advantages. In this very present scenario, Thog Haber has already got into the very fights, but look at that. He got really lucky in this very present scenario, but that vehicle spray or vehicle tracing was really, really great by Smokey himself. Mookie is over here, one of the players for the team. Haber has already got exited from the lobby, but the remaining of the three players are showing their level best to make this game on their side. And it is really essential for them to have it as well for the both of the teams in order to get into the very stack one for the team Thog. It is really essential to get the very chicken inner in order to get into the very stack 10 or 5. We don't know exactly, but it is really essential for the team QNT as well to get this game as a chicken dinner. It is a very, very important part of game as this is the very second last match. So yeah, Thog has to take a lead, whereas Quantum have or has to get a comeback. Okay, they are just throwing out the smoke in order to make a safe space for them to relay on. Look at that, they are going up to the house's roof in order to have a fine view. But look at that. One of the player for the team, Thog, got knocked out outside the zone. I don't know what was they planning to do by this time, whereas 3v3 battle need to be done in this very present scenario. Okay, guys, they are taking risks of managing that one player revival in this very present scenario, whereas two of the players are fighting in the very front line, whereas one of the player got into the very back hand side in order to revive that one knocked player. Quantum Sports is over here. They have had already choose out that speed phase, but that was really bad. Quantum is getting this scheme on their side since two of the player for the team Thog Sports Habit has already got knocked out, where Thog has the number advantage in the earlier stage, but by now Quantum got the number advantage with two of the player for the team Thog got knocked out. This will be our 3v2 fight. Thog 16 is facing constant shots as the vehicle in sort of bursting, but no. Third player also got knocked out by that shot in weapon. Okay, Thog Life Esports Lara did a one in one and has managed out. Okay, second one also is in really low HP. Look at that. Second one got knocked out as well. Last one is in really, really low HP. This will be very, very important one in one to two by now. Okay, guys, look at that. Look at that. Lara is just utilizing her or his or her proper cover at the stage, but look at that. The destiny was different, and the chicken dinner goes to the team Quantiname Sports, and that is truly, truly, truly a very intense battle between the teams. Moreover, at the very first stage, team none other than Talk itself have had that normal advantage by story got different when a player for the team Talk Esports got knocked out outside the zone. At the very stage, one of the players, local Talk 04, got out of that fine scenario to revive one player. At the stage, one of the player for the team Quantum Sports got a different angle and knocked two of the player at that stage, and the things get really worst for the team. But at the last, Lara somehow managed that 1v2. But at the last, the 1v3 was a bit harder for him to do at that stage. But yeah, congratulations for the team Quantum Sports. It is really essential for them to have that, since this is the very second last game and this is the very last chance of getting a comeback. Whereas this is the very second in our team stats where Smokey Haber has grabbed our second fragger on his own. Must be he will be the top fragger. Moreover, our Zanzi Haber has managed out one frag by his side Spark 992 frag, and DRG 17 is here without any of the frags. So total will be 7, 8, 9, 10 frag. So they have got this second with 20 pointer match. As okay, Smokey, as like I pre mentioned now, Smokey is the top frag for the team in the lobby. But look at that damage. The damage wasn't impressive enough. 7 frags and 483 damage will only be sustainable to look after, and heal will be 452. Survival will be 23 minutes and 20 seconds. This is a very MVP for the team. Congratulations for the team Quantum Sports. Smokey, top 5 players in this certain match will be out. Smokey with 7 at Aztec 1. Aztec 2 will be out. Jet at Ida with 4 frags. Third will be Asi Loku with 5 frags. The damage difference got it Aztec 2 and Aztec 3. But look at the hashtag 4. 3 kills with 681 damage and hashtag 5. 3 elimination with 635 damage. Look at the damage ratio. Okay, hashtag 5 is more than the very first one. Okay, never mind. Act on hashtag 1. We can clearly see that team Quantum Sports to got a beautiful second, with 10 elimination and 10 placement point as a second point, 20 pointers in collective. Hashtag 2 will be our Thogleg Sports with 11 points, and they are really consistent, as we must need to talk about. And the hashtag Thought Zero Evolution is here with 9 points. Fourth, Ready for Ribbons is also doing good. Two of the game for the team was 0 pointer, but later on they got it 9 points. And the 5, Blackville team is here with 9 points. 6, New Wave EU with 8.7, 1 Force with 7, 8 Killer Q on Rampage with 7, 9 Rosavilla with 6. 10, 1 Tech Romania with 5, 11 Brooklyn Sports with 2, 12 TNG Sports with 2, 13 OJ Sports with 1, 14 OQQ with 1, 15 Veda Sports with 1, 16 Kaizen with 1, and remaining of the teams are 0 point. So this is the very best ranking, and we have to go for the another segment. Another segment will be with, let's go for the another segment. I'm pretty much excited to say that this will be our overall top fragger, whereas Sam Khan have had got into the very stack 1 in terms of fragging. That will be 11 frags and 1962 damage. Stack 2 will be our Larau with 9 elimination and 1740 damage. Stack 3 will be as Loco, 12 elimination and 1357 damage. Stack 4 NW Moltro MVP with 9 elimination and 1636 damage. 20 Smoky 03 with 9 elimination and 915 damage. And this is the very overall top ranks. Let's go to the another segment. This will be our overall rankings, whereas KKR are in the very top, as they are being consistent. Moreover, with 55 points, as they got 2 second dinner. So, and that is pretty much impressive. Aztec 2 will be our Thog score with 40. Differentiation between Aztec 1 and Aztec 2 will be 15 points. Third will be ASC with 35 points, and the difference between Aztec 2 and Aztec 3 is 5 points. At on the very Aztec 4 QNT just got a very fine comeback with 20 pointer match in this very certain match with 33 points in total. Aztec 5 will be a PT with 27 points. 6 will be NW with 26. 7 will be 1 with 25. 8 will be Road with 25. 9 GE with 19. 10 JTE with 17. 11 1 with 16. 12 R2R with 14. 13 OG with 13. 14 BKB with 13. 15 RTZ with 13. 16 RE with 9. 17 AX with 9. 18 QQ with 7, 19T and Z with 2, and 20 AW with 1. And this is the very overall rankings till the match number 4. And we have at the very last, the least map, and that will be the map of none other than Miramar. As in the very first game, he has got second inner. Later on, KKR have had got 2 second inner in a row. In the very fourth match, team QNT got the beautiful second inner, and we have had the very last match, and let's see who got this last and the lucky match on their destiny, on their faith. And we are pretty much excited to see the last map, the map of none other than Miramar itself. The longest strategic map is in the way, so wait till end, and we will be right back after a break. Till then, make sure to like, tune, and subscribe button to the channel. We'll be right back.
Welcome back for the fifth and the last time. This is the very last match of the week or the event for today. This is the very fifth match, the map of none other than Miramar. We have already seen the action of the very first match. Iringal, which has been picked out by the team ASC. Second one, the map of Miramar, which has been picked out by the team none other than RRR. Third one, the map of Rondo, which has been picked out by the team RRR as well. And in the very fourth match, the map of Rondo, which has been picked out by the Quantum Esports QTM. And this will be the very last no list match, which will be the very champion team to grab out this beautiful map of none other than Midramal itself. With the 18 teams, two of the teams are absent in this very of the certain match. 71 players and 18 teams are over here. So let's see which will be the lucky one to grab out this last and lucky chicken dinner on their name. Let's see. One team have had got into the hashtag 5, I guess, lastly. That will be known in the very live rankings, but rather than that, Tore Amuda is the area from where the plane path started, and Beldemar is the area of the ending point of the very plane path. And the plane path is such a centric plane path, so it won't be that much hard to get into the very on drop location, but the team that drop location is Impala. They need to do some much more hustle to get there, as we can clearly see that. Rather than that, okay, other teams were fine, but look at that. The zone is completely, not completely, but some sort of hard and harsh for those of the teams who drop near the very who drop opposite of the very plain path at this very present situation. Look at that. R4R directly got into the action, whereas one of the players who called action got knocked out in this very present scenario. But Godex is on the action with the help of that certain gun. What is it called as? I don't know, the arrow bomber or something like that. Let's go with the constant bomb. He is just bombing out. Overly, one of the players just got closer, but look at that. Sidon is combating into really low HP. One force is doing his job really, really good. But look at that. UMP did its job. Whereas the very first blood has been taken out by OG Sports Dorado in this very present situation for the team OG Sports. One of the player Dorado also got knocked out after a knocked and finish against a team, but look at that, Wintox is over here, whereas two of the kills for the team has been already picked out. One of the player got knocked out. Look at that. Last place standing for the team, Gay King Sports. But for this spirit team, no any games are going as they think of. But never mind, they have win out this battle on the side. But this battle is all very really advantageous for them to have it, since they have a four player and enemy team just have had three players. But look at that, what are the team Arthur are doing right now? One of the players just got knocked out by being laid out the vehicle. But look at that, last in the list player also did like that was the rubbish death, as I must have to say that one of the players just died by falling from the vehicle, just got knocked, and last one failed. Not like that. Last one faced the bullets on his foot to get out of the match. And yeah, in this very match, they got exited with only a point. But for the team R4R, I don't think so. They have had got a fine points on the points table. I guess they have had only got some sort of 15 points in total in 5 matches, which is not so good, but way better than some of the teams on the downhill sides. And that will be our team GZ, AW, and TNZ. Whereas AW and TNZ were the teams that were missing their maximum number of games, but they are uh, up than the team Uzi, and that is a very fact. Okay, guys, this is the very last match. We have had 16 teams and 60 players available in this very present situation, and by this very time, 60 players in 16 teams. Yes, I was right. Rose Belia is over here for this very team. Rose Foble is standing, and they are going against the team Kaizen in this very present scenario where one of the player for the team Haber has already got knocked out. And we can clearly see that Team New Wave is also getting ready to go against the Team ONE Sports. Let's just get ready with the grenade. Hammer has to go with that. One has to will KOA also got knocked out. Domination in name of the Waleji. QQ Allen just got knocked out. Hammer has to go with the grenade, but that couldn't able to justify any sort of fine or fruitful knock at that place. But look at that. The gun has finally spoken and managed a knock at the space, but revival will be a hard job to make it out. And player as is coming closer for the battle in the battlefield in order to push, and this will be really hard to just defend by the single player called as Nola, but he's just trying it out. But look at that, the grenade seems to be really accurate at the space. Last play starting for the team one, and that will be our player none other than Pins. Look at that, this will be the constant spray, but couldn't able to manage that knock on side. Moreover, the very hitting absorb hammer has already been started in this very present situation for the team BKB. Players are getting knocked out, so let's go with that. Black belt team is over here. Whereas one of the player already got knocked and finished in this very present scenario. I Scam is over here. Team Kaizen. I Sam is also here. Okay, let's go for the battle. This will be the knock. This will be the finish. This will be the finish. Okay, yes. Peach also got exited from the lobby. Triple is standing for the team. None of the new wave where one of the player for the team Haber has already got knocked and freeze, but not like that for the team Kaizen. Last place standing, two of the player already got knocked and freeze. Third one just got knocked out. Last place standing will be Arier for the team. The only player that got off frag contribution by his side was was the player Toxic himself. Whereas rather than him, three of the players are no, not three, but two of the players are being dead with any of the contribution in terms of frag. Last place standing for that certain team. Let's see how will he manage the certain game. In this very present scenario, a black belt team is going straight ahead of it. Roosevelt is over here at in this very present situation. So let's just see that. Only 40 seconds left in this very present scenario, and as like I already mentioned out that this is the very last game. I don't know. I don't exactly know which teams will able to grab this game on their side, or the very lasting lucky chicken dinner goes for which team. That is not sure. I'm really curious to see that, and I'm also interested to see that. I guess you guys are also ready to see that. Team Kaizen just got exited at hashtag 15 and with only a kill. So they got exited with only a point. That was a very fact. Let's just get up in this business situation. However, as to go with that vehicle approach, the zone habit has already been converted into the a side or area. Impala, I just guess that the zone will go near Impala. So yeah, that was my prediction. Look at that. This was a constant search, but couldn't able to manage or deal any sort of fine connection over there. The vehicle spray wasn't that fabulous enough, but I was wrong. Somehow Bajira managed out that knock on the side. Beside of that, I guess last piece standing for the team is also available. And on the downside area, the player with the highest number of frag, which is 4 in number, just got knocked out at on this very current stage. So it is not so fine thing for the certain team to call it as. Let's just get up in this very present situation. Look at that. Group Clean Esports is over here. Being ready with the very grenade, Haber has to go with that. Let's get ready, and Haber has to go for that. This must build some sort of connection, but I was very wrong. That could not able to build any of the fine connection at that corner space, and this will be the other grenade. That grenade wasn't that fruitful enough to call it as. So let's just get ready for that. 47 players and 14 teams are over here, whereas one of the player just got knocked out. Two of the player already got knocked in finish that and this got stage. They have had got 6 frags, but look at that. The top frag for the team in the lobby already got added. Okay, guys, player are just moving here in there for a better angle. Most probably the player is performing a flank to see the enemy, the last place standing. And let's see for the team RE, three player available. Illusion is the very first player to got exited for the team. Denzi is at an offside area. Last place standing MVP also got exited from the lobby, so that they got exited the set 14 with 6 frags. Just looking after it. Okay, guys, Ritzy Sports is trying to make heal up job in this very present scenario, trying to go constantly for the shot, and that makes a knock at the space. As it Fusel just got knocked out at on this very present situation. Fusel just got knocked out at this very point. Okay, over here. Let's just get ready. Agar has to go up. Ari Blaze is over here. Okay, guys, trying to make a finish, I guess, and that will be the very finishing touch. Illusion just got knocked and finished at on this very current stage, and that was a very factful thing to just call it as by now. Only 1 minute and 40 seconds left in this very present scenario to call by now. Which sport is over here, have just go for the shots. That goes the shots, but couldn't able to justify any of the fruitful damage at that point. Only 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this very present scenario. As like I already mentioned, this is the very stage 2, and we are going for the another stage of the zone, and that will definitely be the stage 3. Constantly trying to go for the swords with the sports is over here. Zero evolution is over here as well. 13 teams. Last, the least 13 teams were over here. For the team zero evolution, they haven't got any of the frag points. They are at on 0 points by this time. For the team one esports, two of the one esports are getting engaged in a very fight. One force and one tap Romania. Both of the teams are getting engaged in the very same fights, whereas one force, however, has to bow down at the current stage. So the team one tap Romania got this fight on their side. So congratulations for them to have that. And look at that team. Ari is facing knock at that current stage for the team NW. Yeah, new wave for the team. New wave players are also getting knocked out. Not just a knock, but a finish. Two player without any of the frag points got exited from the lobby, whereas the two player who are contributing two frag per trade for the team are live and available at this current stage. But my prediction seems to be wrong, as I predicted the zone to go around Impala, but it was completely different. Impala, however, has already been disfavored out by the zone. Yes, guys, we must have to talk about not later on, but by now, have us go straightly. New wave EU is here with Duomen standing. Only 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this very present scenario. This is the very start. Abbott has to go for the constant one, and that makes a knock at that space, and I never gonna be lying on that. Let's see. JT offline also got knocked out at this very area. So Itachi is looking after a very fine angle in order to go for the shots, but haven't been through it. So guys, let's just get ready for that. Look at that. REZ Skylaw. Two of the player already got knocked and finished. Last woman standing. Only 50 seconds left in this very present scenario to go for that. Ari place is over here. Just looking after the area in order to go for the shots out of the fight. Only 48 seconds left in this very present situation. Concern to look after it. As such, Pragnite just looted a year drop. So he definitely got some sort of 3 level loot. And that is just assumption. We really don't know that. And by this time, NW Mikey MVP haven't had knocked and finished one of the player for the team JTX. That will be our net queue. Second player also got knocked out in this very prison situation. Let's go for the fight. But sadly, the player himself, Murph Pro, got knocked out last standing. Also got exited from the lobby by the player himself, none other than Vodkasu. Okay, he had already run out. Only a minute left for the another stage of the zone, and that will be our stage fourth. Are you guys excited to see the zone 16? As like I do, I definitely expect you guys are. Okay, the team Quantum Sports already got into the cemented area. Offline got knocked out with his own need, and that was really a bad move. Okay, guys, he got confused or he got panicked at this situation. In front of last game champion team, that was the team Quantum Sports, and by this time, last standing for the team is still there on the line for the battle. One Esports is at on the top side area. Quantum Esports is here with one frag, and they're trying to go for the second one, but could not able to connect that one in this case. But Haber has to go for the fight or shots. Look at that. Last player also got knocked and finished. Zero Evolution also got exited as like 11 with two frags. Quantum Esports Habit has got two frag in this very case. Moreover, if they have had this game on a second, so they definitely gonna be winning some sort of prize pool. As I think they are at on hashtag five with the help of this second winner, they will definitely get reached into hashtag third. Uh, at that point or at that placement, uh, the team will be appreciated with the prize pool as. It is mentioned in the very prize pool distribution series, whereas the $100 will be distributed amongst three of the top threes, among the top three teams. Two of the player for the team one is sport, not one is sport, but one of the player for the team one is sports already got knocked and finished. Remaining of three players have has contributed for a 1 kill, whereas the player who got exited couldn't able to get any of the frag points on his side or couldn't able to contribute any of the frag points just performing of that boosting absorb in this very present scenario. Have it as just get moving. Let's go down on sides. 27 second left in this very present scenario, only 12 second left. Less than that. This is the very stressful, and we have to go for the MS stage of the zone. And one of the player also got knocked out at in this very present scenario for the team Ascanism, whereas the very first frag picker for the team also got knocked out at the same time. Last time Stani Killer Crew on ramp is also just getting closer. And there are 10 the Aztec one in total. But let's see. Okay, in order to be on that certain stage or certain rank, they must have to make this game a little bit consistent on their side. They're at on the differentiate of 15 points. Then Thuggy Sports, which is on hashtag 2 at the current stage. For the team one sports, last place standing. Two of the player already got knocked and finished. Third one just got knocked out. Last place standing is over here. So, guys. Okay, executioners also got executed as second with a frag. And three of the players for the team BKB already got knocked in place. They have had already grabbed out off frag on their side. Whereas for the team, none other than Thug Life Sports, they have had got two frag only. Whereas for the team, Ari as well, Python got knocked out. And then after that, Demon also got knocked out outside the very zone. So there will be the ability of the very last one. Then that was the player so called easy win for the team Quantum Sports. Okay, whenever second has been taken out by some teams. I don't exactly know which was that certain team to be. Okay, guys, we'll just see that because of some sort of internet and internal technical difficulties, there is some sort of inconveniences at on the very last stage. But I will rectify the certain mistakes at on this current stage. But you must have to wait for some sort of seconds, some sort of minutes for you to be. Rather than that, let's talk about the very before games. The game before this certain match. And in the very first match, the map of none other than Iringal has been taken out by the team. All sees is put ASC Sports, and the very second game has been taken out by the team KRR or RRR KKK KRR KRK. Yes, KRK most probably. That was the name of the team, and third one also picked out by the very same thing. And at the very next match, the very team Super Quantum Sports got the very fourth match, and this is the very last match. And I don't exactly know the exact team name that got the second winner, but we are waiting for the results. And you guys are also excited to see the overall results, and I'm also excited to see which team evolved to grab this game on their side. So get ready for that, and be as prepared as you guys are, and wait a little bit for that. You must have to wait a little bit more, little bit less, little bit more, little bit less. So guys, let's wait for the results, the final results that we are waiting for will be out on some sort of time. Okay guys, that is the very thing. a little bit more time, guys.